I'm going to get a little bit loud and then I'll bring it back down just to kind of let everybody know what's going on here. So the music stopped for a reason, not for me, but for the words that I'm about to say to you. And by the end of the speech, you'll understand why these words are so important. So thank you very much for all that attended the race. Congratulations to the runners. Really appreciate all those that are supporting, and really, really proud and honored to be here. I'm gonna have to read off this, so please bear with me. Hello everyone. It is a true honor to speak at this Memorial Day and at today's events in remembering the warriors of the 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines that made the ultimate sacrifice for us all, along with all the brave men and women who have given their lives since this nation's beginning. I'd like to thank Laguna Hills and the council that have worked so diligently over the last 13 years to put on this race, not just this year, but since 3-5 went off to fight that hard-fought battle in Sangin, Afghanistan. Laguna Hills stood by 3-5 when we marched off to war, and they still stand by us today. So thank you very much. When asked by the council if I would have the honor of being this year's Grand Marshal, of course, and speak at today's race, I was flooded with a lot of emotion. I was flooded with a lot of my own personal appreciation of the sacrifices that a lot of those heroes made so many years ago. Many sacrifices have made, and those men have laid down their lives so that we as Americans could live the life here under freedom and without the fear of terror. Then I started to wonder who would be present in the crowd. People like you. Who would hear my words and what impact would they have? So that is why now I'd like to speak specifically to some of you people that are here today listening. First, I would like to address the new friends that are present. You are the folks that do not have any direct contact with 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines. You are the people that do not have any direct contact with a Marine or the Marine Corps or a fellow warrior service member. You are the people that are not on the council of Laguna Hills, that did not set up a tent and that did not organize this event. You are the people that made the trek here today, fought the traffic, found a parking spot, and came here to stand on the grass to hear and pay homage to those that have sacrificed for us all. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. There's something about that. Those that do not have a connection with these warriors in uniform that had served in Sangin, to those warriors over there under that tent in uniform that will continue to serve and they're about to deploy this month. You being here today honors those men and women that have given their lives, not just in 3-5, but since the beginning of this country. I greatly appreciate it, and I thank you very much. Many times us service members are asked, why did you serve? And my response for about the last 10 years has always been for my family, for my friends, and for the strangers I have not met yet. And I truly feel that way. You are those strangers. I did not know you 20 minutes ago, but now I see you and you see me. That is the reason why people like me, these warriors here, those warriors over there, those warriors that ran this race, that is why we do what we do. So again, thank you very much. Second, I'd like to speak to the actual warriors that are here, that fought in the past and are going to fight in the present. This nation was built by many different groups of men and women from all walks of life for the last 247 years since this nation's beginning. There's always been a group that has answered the call. There's always a group that has drawn a line in the sand and held that line. And for those modern day warriors that are here today in uniform, I must tell you, and those modern day warriors that are out of uniform, your job is not done yet. I speak to my brothers that served in Sangin, Afghanistan. I speak to actually all generations that have served and are out of uniform now. It's not over. The time to rest is not now. We need you carrying the guide on forward in the next chapter of your own lives. We need you to be the leaders in your community that continue that selfless service to your neighbor. We need you to touch those, teach those that want to learn by sharing the wisdom you have gained along with the lessons that you have learned in this life. We need you to be the example to the next generation and to the children that are walking around here. We need you to stand up and continue that good fight. So that those children can one day become the leaders in our communities. We need you to strengthen the relationships you hold so dear in your own lives by always striving to be more compassionate, human to those you love. Whether you are a son or a daughter, a husband or a wife, father or mother, or one of the most important titles of all, a true friend. I've learned one thing in life, in my very young life. A man is measured by how much he loves. You men and women warriors of the past and of the present, you are giants among men. Love with a giant heart. That's what this country needs from you. Your time of rest will soon come, but today's not that time. And to the Gold Star families present here today, there are no words or gestures that I or this nation could ever do to fill the hole left in your heart. As your loved ones passed, so did a piece of you. Your loss and your pain is immeasurable, and we are all in debt to you and your families. But I do ask one thing of you. Stay connected to those they served alongside with your brave heroes. For your heroes touched each and every Marine and service member they served beside and left a piece of them with us to carry on. Our memories and our stories must be retold to those who will listen. A man dies twice in this world. First in the flesh, and then when his name is said for the last time aloud. These brave men that line this race today, the brave men and women that line every memorial across this country, and their stories and their names will be said aloud for at least until I meet my maker and until these men meet their maker. And it's up to you to carry on that name. So thank you very much, Gold Star families, and God bless you. You may ask yourself, a Memorial Day speech that addresses those that are living. A speech that says thank you to the new friends that have made the trek here today. A speech that gives marching orders to the warriors of the past and of the present. And a speech that honors the Gold Star families, but humbly admits our debt to their lost loved ones can never be repaid. But what about those that are gone? Their sacrifice was the greatest possible in this mortal life. They laid down their lives for the love of their brothers and sisters and those they cherished back home. They forfeited everything they had and everything that they were ever going to have. They have missed birthdays and graduations. baby showers and births. They will not have the opportunity to get that new promotion at work or travel to a new place to see old friends. They will never grow old. But believe me, they are not gone. While they were here, they burned a part of their soul into ours. They are with us in every breath we take. They are with us while we drive our kids to school. They are with us while we coach Little League baseball. And they are with us while we sit in solitude. But not just that. They actually walk among us. Here in the crowd, there are children. There's a little girl named Ella James that's 8 years old. Her brave mother gave birth to her over the course of 23 hours of active labor with 2-minute contractions in between. For you men that don't know what that is, just look around and catch another brave mother's eye, and you'll realize that is no easy task. 4 years after a warrior named James Belk fell on the battlefield, this little miracle was born. She came into this world with a warrior spirit, carrying a warrior's name. I am fortunate to have 3 children that carry on the names of past Marines that are now guarding the gates of heaven. My 3 are only a few of so many children across this country that carry on the names of these brave heroes. These children will carry on their names for another lifetime, for another generation. They will tell the stories of those men so that they will not die. This is a true testament of not how they died, but how they lived. So now we must all decide, what is the payment we must give those that will never grow old? The payment is this. It is not only to live a life worth living for ourselves, but to live a life worth living for all of them. We must put in twice the effort we would have. We must go twice the distance, and we must love twice as much. We must strive to become the best versions of ourselves. We must live. We must live for those who can't. In closing, I do have a confession to make. The speech you just heard are not my words. I am but the messenger. The words spoken to you today are what these brave men would tell all of us if they were here and they had a voice to do so. So right now, in closing, I'm going to give them a voice. To the new friends, they would say, welcome. To their fellow warriors, they would say, you have work to do. You must continue to fight against the odds. You must live life with strength, love, and compassion. And to their Gold Star families, they will say, we will meet again, even if on some far distant shore watching a sunset as a small grain of sand. And to all of us, they would sing, live, live for us all. I promise you, if we make that choice and we follow that path, these beautiful and great men and all those that have served before us will live forever. Thank you very much, and Semper Fidelis.